What's going on, champs and chambettes? It's FireMonkey here, and we're about to hit the point in the Fortnite season cycle where everyone goes from talking about how this season sucked and how, oh my god, everything was broken on it and everything else, to this was the best season to ever exist in the game. Because that's how it typically happens with the game, right? People complain about the season, and then out of nowhere, Epic Games drops a huge collab towards the end of the season, and out of nowhere, it's suddenly everyone's favorite season. But with jokes aside and everything else, what is the collaboration going on with Epic Games now? Well, it's kind of fitting that we're going to Mega City, because let's go ahead and roll this clip in the background for you. That is right, we are getting a Futurama x Fortnite collaboration in the game starting tomorrow with the downtime update. So that means, you know, during downtime and everything else, we should have some Futurama leaks right away for you guys. It aligns with the brand new Futurama show Revival over on Hulu. So with that said, you know, it's like, okay, we know there's a teaser and everything coming out tomorrow at 5 a.m. Eastern time. We know that there's a lot of stuff going on, but what can you tell me other than, oh hey, here's a looping 2-second video of Hypnotoad and the Futurama actual Planet Express ship? You know, what can you tell me here? Well, we do have some actual leaks here, you know, some things that are kind of in the vague territory of it might be confirmed, it might not be. But firstly, let's talk about the actual trailer itself. While we don't have a video of the trailer other than that 2-second clip, what we do know is that they plan to have around like 23 seconds of a trailer, right? So you're going to have, you know, not even like a full minute for this trailer of the collaboration or anything, but you will have a decent little introduction, everything going down, and then once the downtime ends and everything else, that's when you actually get to experience everything with the collab. But seeing how they're actually promoting this with a video trailer and everything else, actually scheduling it out, it makes me wonder if this is going to be a little bit more than your typical trailer where it's like, oh hey, you know, you get cosmetics in the item shop, because we know that Epic Games has been enjoying the whole event pass system recently, and I wouldn't be surprised if we had a mini event pass for Futurama x Fortnite. But other than that, we do know some of the cosmetics coming to the game due to some recent leaks, so let's go ahead and just start going through everything. Firstly, we know that we're getting the Planet Express ship as a glider based on the trailer itself, right? Based on that mini trailer they actually showcased to us, it appears that this ship is going to actually be one of those gliders that we'll be able to use in game, we'll be able to enjoy, you know, rock it with the combinations, everything else, and it'll have the cell shading. Now, I do want to mention that the image I'm showing you guys is not an image of the ship from the game or anything like that. It is just an image that I managed to pull from Google that kind of shows you the exact design of what we will be getting in Fortnite. So it could match this aesthetic, it could have some slight variations to it and everything else, but that is the main thing to keep in mind regarding the ship. Now, before we talk about some, you know, actual potential leaks, I want to talk about something that I would love to see Epic Games do, which is to make a head in a jar back bling. I know this is a little weird, right? It's like, okay, why do you want people's head as a back bling in Fortnite? And I'm like, look, you know, it's a thing from Futurama, it would make sense for collaboration, but considering that in Futurama they kind of did it in the past to kind of have presidents, you know, the head of state technically is, you know, like a play on words and everything else, in Futurama, it'd be funny if we got a head in a jar back bling that may have a reference to like Epic Games employees or something. Like imagine if we had a head in a jar, right? And it was a Fortnite modeled face of Donald Mustard, right? That just sounds ridiculous, but it would work with a collaboration and it would be a fun little beneficial thing to see in the game, right? Now that's something that I kind of thought of, you know, over on Twitter. I made a tweet about it. I'm assuming a lot of other people have thought about it as well. And like, they don't even have to put Donald Mustard's head in the game, right? They could put like Jonesy's head, right? I mean, like all the skin models are a body mesh and a head mesh, except for a few, you know, specific skins that are kind of head and body combined in one mesh. So they have a lot of head options where they can just yoink the head mesh, add a little bit of some extra effects to it, and release it in the game. But that is something that I think would be a cool little back bling to have in the game. Now, regarding actual leaks themselves and everything, we can kind of start off, not with that image again, my bad, but talking about this right here. Now, all this information comes from 4chan, so keep it with a grain of salt that it could be fake, because 4chan is known for sharing fake leaks. Well, they've also been known for sharing real, actual Epic Games employees leaks in the past, such as, you know, we have the Master Chief leak from them, we had a whole entire season get leaked early from them, the Darth Vader season, and all the type of stuff, so it's like a 50-50 coin flip where there's a chance that all this stuff is fake, but there's a chance it's real as well. And apparently this was posted over on 4chan around July 2nd, so earlier on in the same month where the collaboration gets announced. But of course, with the first outfit, we have Fry. Now, that is the character you're seeing on screen right here, and it would make sense considering we recently got an emote in the game that's kind of like you just throwing money out at people, and there is a popular meme reference to Fry and everything else regarding, you know, shut up and take my money, so it would kind of match very well for this to be a skin in the game, especially since they just released an emote where you're telling people to basically shut up and take your money. You're not telling them to shut up, but you are just just throwing money out there. The next skin is set to be Bender, which is the robot in the image for anyone not really familiar with, you know, the Futurama franchise and all that type of stuff. So Bender the robot should be the second skin coming to the game. You know, the other characters in the background, sure, they could come into the game. I think it would be cool to have something like Zoidberg in the game, but they're not confirmed as of yet. And, you know, none of this stuff really is confirmed. It's all kind of, you know, speculation and rumors, but it would be cool to see even more Futurama collaborations in the future. Now, keep in mind, this is because of the Futurama Hulu show. That is kind of like the revival of Futurama and everything else. Next up, we actually have for you Leela, so that is the next character who should be coming to the game, and that appears to be our 3 sets of characters coming to the game with the whole entire collaboration and everything, Fry, Bender, and Leela, and it's pretty interesting to see it in the, you know, how they're going to translate it to the Fortnite art style and everything else. And I mean, like, this game is just a masterpiece, to be completely honest, right? Because you'll have Fortnite characters, you'll have yourself like Goku characters, My Hero Academia, Futurama, and it's only a matter of time until we get Peter Griffin, right? I mean, like, we all know about the mythic legend that is Peter Griffin in Fortnite, but if we're really being honest here, let's just face the facts that we know that there was a mesh worked on before. We know that originally they planned for a Family Guy collaboration in the game, so it's gotta be a moment, like, you know, it's gotta be a short period of time or something, and we're eventually going to get it to happen, right? Because, I mean, like, we're getting Futurama now. We have Rick and Morty and Futurama in the game. How long until we get, like, Hank Hill from King of the Hill? We get, you know, Homer Simpson from The Simpsons, and we get, like, Peter Griffin from Family Guy in the game, right? It's only a matter of time, I feel, because, you know, like, this game just has absolutely everything. Like, you know, sometimes I'll be going to sleep at night, and I'll have, like, a weird dream because, you know, I spend so much time leaking Fortnite, where it's like, oh, wait, what do you mean this got leaked? I'll wake up and I'll have to check Twitter because it'll be so believable that anything could happen, just to find out that it was just my brain messing with me while I was asleep. Now, for the final little part of this video, I want to talk about 2 backblings coming to the game. Now, firstly, Fry is supposed to have a, well, that's the wrong image, but you know, we'll go ahead and talk about this first. Leela is supposed to have a Nibbler backbling, which is supposed to be, you know, a very interesting character to see as a backbling in the game, and it would make sense for it to be a backbling. So that is a pretty cool, you know, thing to see, you know, the fact that they're actually working on this type of backbling in the game, and I'm excited for it. You know, if they do an event pass system, it would make sense, you know, with the amount of cosmetics they're actually having here, but they could obviously sell it in the item shop, especially if Nibbler is supposed to be bundled with the Leela outfit. And then we also have, wait, do I not have the image here? Alright, I added the image to my recording and everything else, but we also have the Brain Slug, or according to the actual leak from July 2nd or whatever, the Mind Control Parasite. Now, if this is supposed to be related to Fry, and it should be the actual backbling we get with Fry, so that is something as well to keep in mind. Now, I do know that, you know, what I just said was the Brain Slug, and that's not the name they gave it in the game or whatever else, and that could be because of, you know, whatever they decided to, like, slightly rename stuff, or it's specifically for, you know, the revamped version of Futurama, the revival of it and everything else, maybe they renamed it there, but it would make sense for the Brain Slug to be a backbling in the game because it's actually been a, you know, in multiple games before. It's been in Among Us as a Brain Slug little like pet you were able to have in the game. It was even a hat in Team Fortress 2, so they have had the Brain Slug in multiple games before, and they have used that specific character for collaborations, so it would only make sense for the trend to continue and for them to continue using the Brain Slug for these different type of collabs and everything else. But with that said, yeah, tomorrow we're getting a 23-second trailer for Futurama X Fortnite, and we will be having some Futurama X Fortnite leaks to share with you guys, as well as, you know, some cool little oddities and stuff going on, especially with, you know, Mega City having like a little bit of a revamp, you know, change up the billboards and everything else for the Hypnotoad and everything, and I mean, who knows, maybe we'll even get like a Hypnotoad backbling. Not really for sure how that one would work too well, but anything's possible in this game, right? Anything is possible, so it's really just a waiting game of seeing what Epic Games does. So I'll catch you champs and champions tomorrow when the V25.20 update officially releases for Fortnite. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and peace out.